All right, welcome everyone. With this week's, y'all got me messed up. This week's picture of the week being brought to you by Flowers Garden Center, not deer processing right now, but Garden Center, 4550 Eaton's Creek Road, or they're out here at the farmers market each and every day. Tell Miss Deborah or Mike Flowers you saw them on Southern Woods and Waters. Our first picture here, hey, I keep bringing this kid's name up. I'm telling you, write this kid's name down, because one day he's going to be your KVD of your Bass Elite. I promise you. Tristan Crowder and Taylor Luna, both of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, with 21.45 pounds out of 5 fish, all smallies, and enough to win the 17th annual Bullet Tournament on Wilson Lake on April 17th. That's pretty darn good by anybody's standards, all right? Our next picture here, this is my good friend Stacy Nunley's son, and his name is Josh, and he just won a tournament out at Nicky Jack last Saturday. This was the big fish of the tournament, a little over 9 pounds on this one. Our next picture here, this is a guy sent this in to me and said, Hugh, this is my son Trevor. He just caught a 4-pound largemouth on Percy Priest Lake. So good job there, Trevor. We appreciate the picture, and I think we got by the smile on his face, we got a new convert right there. So great job, Trevor. The next picture here, Charlie Boehner sent this to me. He said, Hugh, you better get over here at Kentucky Lake. Crappie are biting, and as you can see, he's got, look at those things, how pooched out they are. There's some nice sized crappie now. They're full. And then my last picture here is of Walter Serwinski, with a 4-pound, 10-ounce bass, 19 3/4 inches long, on the Tennessee River in 16 feet of water last Saturday on a Strike King 10XD in Sexy Shad. Now, while most guys are throwing on the bank, he's fishing deep and catching some pretty good fish. So great job. Hey, you can send your pictures to us here, Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robinson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me, Hugh at southernwoodsandwaters.com. We'll get them on there really fast. We appreciate all those fine pictures. And like I said, please, Tristan Crowder, and you've heard his name hundreds of times on this show because he was bass fishing in high school. Now he's moved up to college level, and he's still doing well. And I guarantee you, you're going to see we may have our new KVD of the South in Tristan Crowder. I mean, if he keeps going the way he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, and so I love seeing this. Guys, we didn't have this when I was going to school. We didn't have bass fishing teams, high school, college.
Let's go back to Zach Burge. He started in college.
Yeah.
And he went through the whole college deal, won a college national championship. He won that and then went from there to where he is now. Now he's a
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
And now he's going for the big boys.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And you know, more power to him. I think he's going to do well.
But the high school deal is becoming a big deal in bass fishing. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have schools all over the nation every year popping up with, you know, a new team, and I think it's great. I mean,
now you live in Oklahoma, right? Oklahoma City, or
I live just south of the city, but yes, basically Oklahoma.
Basically Oklahoma City. Are they doing it there in Oklahoma City area?
Schools. I had some schools contact me the other day. You know, new school. They've got 6 kids that started their own team at the school. The kids themselves are starting, and the schools are accepting it. So it's growing. I mean,
it is growing.
It's going to be a nationwide deal before too long.
Now you're just a little east of St. Louis.
That is correct.
All right. So. What about the schools there? Do you see it coming about?
My wife's a biology teacher at a local high school.
Yeah.
And actually, I get to captain the boat in 2 weeks for the high school team.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it'll be a good time.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I got to give kudos to Kentucky. The state of Kentucky is who started all this.
Really?
Yes. And I don't want to lose the fact that the state of Kentucky was the trailhead leader of getting high school bass fishing teams started. Tennessee jumped in right thereafter, but it's got that spreading effect. It's moving everywhere now.
It's going to be big.
It'll be huge.
It's going to be just like any other sport eventually. It's going to get there.
And you know, this is a sport, though. It doesn't matter if you think you're a skinny, nerdy kid. that loves to fish, or if you're a chunky guy like me that's, ninth grader, and he's the biggest kid in school, it doesn't matter.
And girls are getting in it.
Girls are getting in it big
Several girls
time.
in the colleges in Texas and in Oklahoma, there's several girl members, and I think it's great for everybody.
We've got a county right here, and I want to highlight that county by saying they've asked me to speak at one of their events, and I spoke a couple of years ago. Grundy County High School here in Tennessee has better than 30 members, and that's a lot of kids for a small county high school. But that's a lot of kids and a lot of girls on that team too. So, and they all do well. And so we just want to say, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl, big, small, little, whatever. If you like to throw a lure and you like to catch a fish and you like to, if you're a typical fisherman like I am, that's one jerk waiting on another jerk. that's what I like. And if you're that way, then you can do this.
Well, I think bass fishing is making that transition now to just like sports. These kids are getting into it in the school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like your baseball players, your
That's
football
right.
players. They learn the activity in school, and the bass fishing is going that way too.
What do you think? I mean, you just got named to be a captain. What kind of responsibilities is it put on you as being a captain? Can you enlighten us?
I'm a father too, and
Right.
then also an avid tournament angler. The stress is going to go up, I think, because you want these kids to do really well, because basically it's town pitted against town.
Yeah.
That's what it turns
Yeah,
into.
that's true.
So you want your team to push forward, because the tournament we're fishing, there's going to be 24 teams fishing it. It's a tiny lake. I live in Illinois. We don't have real big waters.
Right.
So they're only taking, I think, the top 3 boats. So I mean, that's going to add. Talk about fishing small. I mean, we could all ride in one boat. That's how small it'll fish,
Well, yeah.
I mean, the stress and pressure definitely go up, but, just to help them out a little bit, maybe help them read the water a little better,
You want to know what and I'm going to voice my opinion. What I love about this high school bass fishing is that you come in with a weight. You either first, second, third, fourth. I mean, it can go all the way down to 150th or more. You don't get a prize for not winning. And I think that we've lost that edge in the United States by not honoring the winners.
Well, that's
And
part of
try
it.
to spread it out to the guy that got 50th place did just as well. No, he didn't. He didn't do just
No,
as well. He may have tried.
I've never been a big fan of participation trophies.
That's what I'm saying.
I can understand it in a 2-year-old.
Yes.
They don't know the difference. But when a
But
child gets up, a high school kid,
you're making lifelong decisions in high school.
they know the difference.
Yes. And that's why I say, that's why I think it's so good for our high schools to get involved in this, is because they need to know that you need to reach for first place.
Yes.
You need to.
You have to
at
fight
least,
for it.
You have to fight for
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
You
Nobody's
have to
gonna-
fight for first.
You can't depend on the other person to give it to you.
No.
And we know that.
Yeah.
We're all adults. We know that. And those kids have got to learn that at a young age.
And I think high school's a great age to learn.
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
do.
it is.
Now,
It
it's
is.
passed on to college, and you can see college sports like, okay, we got some, I don't know how we got so many Ohio State fans down here in Tennessee, but we got them. But they're like, Ohio State's number one, and then you got Alabama, and there's a lot of Alabama fans here.
Oh, yeah.
And so Alabama's good number one. I think when you get to the college ages, that first place does mean a lot. And if you got second, then you need to get better. And that's the mentality.
Yes. And you see that in these schools, these big schools. You'll see that in the football and baseball and basketball and everything. The teams that's done really good, they have a down year, they make it up.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
they sure try to.
They sure try to.
I mean,
You're
them guys
exactly
go out
right.
and put in 100%.
And I think, don't you think, though, that's what we need to do as a nation? We need to be number one in science. We need to be number one in math. We need to be number one in engineering. We need to be number one in space excavation and all of that. We need to be.
Well, sure.
It's going
number
to take a
one.
lot of work, but we can do it.
We can do it again. We were there
Yeah,
once
we can
before.
do it.
We can do it
Sure.
again. But I
Sure.
think it does start as a competitive spirit to get there.
Oh yeah, you got to have competition. I mean, competition it makes the mind grow. I think.
We do that with our pro staff.
Yeah.
We absolutely do that with our pro staff, as far as promoting our company, and we are a social media driven company.
Right.
So we're like, we set out 3 different goals for them. Okay, if you do this much, you get this, and then down the line, and some guys will really go for it. Some guys will kind of lag back a little bit, but everybody does such a great job. So, it's cool, but it's kind of like a tournament within our little group.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
competition's good.
Yeah, competition's good. I mean, we're all fishermen here.
That's right.
Everybody wants to catch a bigger fish. That's
right.
for sure.
Well, I got to do my product of the week, so let's go do it right now. This week's product of the week is being brought to you by Highland Rim Tractor. We just showed you the Mahindra Dock tractors that they showed. Great deal on that. This week, though, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you some baits here. Now, Jeff Hill, I'm going to tell you, because I know you're watching the show, I'm going to have to hand these guys some of these baits. They're going to Chickamauga. They will probably win on Chickamauga, these baits. This is a single spin. This is the double spin right here, the double spinner. And then I love these baits. They got different colors. There's a single spin in like a green Tennessee shad color, which has been great. And then you got some of the bigger swim baits with weights already in them. This is the 8-inch and no, 6-inch, I'm sorry. And it is huge, and you can catch those big ones. I swear, I think a lot of the fish have already done their bedding thing and are kind of headed out. I think, because I'm hearing the people see that they've seen the fry, they're going to be after these bigger baits because they're afraid they're going to eat their fry. So be considerate of that. But those are MadDadLures.com, MadDadLures.com. And tell Jeff Hill you saw it right here on Southern Woods Waters. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to open up our phone lines here at 615-737-7767. So get that pen and paper handy. We'll be right back with more Southern Woods Waters.